So Judy and I are just finishing up planting this new raised bed that our good friend Al built. And you know, Judy, what an easy way to put a raised garden in is to build it yourself.
It is, and really I think the best part is you have fresh soil and you don't have to break your back trying to dig into the native soil here. This tomato is just too easy to plant.
It really is. Now if you're interested in building one yourself, the steps really are quite easy. The first thing you do is just find a place in your yard that gets about 6 to 8 hours of sun if you're doing vegetable gardens, and try to get it as level as you can.
You know, and when you do those measurements, you want to make sure that it fits, and then also that it's not wider than 4 foot across, because you don't want to be walking on that soil that you've just put in there. You want to keep that nice and fluffy, so you want to be able to make sure that you can reach that bed and all those plants from either side of the raised bed.
Now once you get those steps down, the next thing is to clear out the sod. If there's lawn there, if there's a bunch of weeds, whatever the case may be, take all that out, and I would do a little tilling of the soil then, just to fluff it up.
Once the old sod is out, you want to stake out the exact configuration of the raised bed, because you want to make sure that you're right on track with what you have to cut. You know, that old adage of you measure twice and cut once, because you don't want to make any mistakes once you start cutting the boards.
That's true, and also you really don't want to use a 2x4, Judy. You want to go with a 2x6 or a 2x8 so you get the depth that you're looking for the new raised bed. Next, Judy, what he did was take brass screws and screwed all the pieces together, making sure that it was square.
And you know, he added those extra braces inside all of the corners because it's really going to have a lot of extra support for those edges.
Next, what you do is you want to make sure it's level again, so he checked all the levels, made sure everything was copacetic.
And now this is the perfect time to use some of that old soil that's inside the frame to backfill on the outside of the frame, because you have a little trench there from all your work.
Yeah. Now next, Judy, you know, we've used Black Gold All Organic because this is a vegetable garden and you don't want to backfill with existing soil. You want it to be nice, fresh, clean soil. So we use the Black Gold. Now you might have a big enough bed too that you want to think about getting a bulk delivery, you know, brought to your house. You know, a place like Grimm's is a great place to get something like that.
Now that all that work is done, now you get to plant your plants. And this really is the easiest part because you have this nice fluffy soil to play in.
It's really, and it's the funnest part too to me. And then once everything's planted, you want to make sure that you give it a good deep watering, because chances are the soil isn't going to have any moisture in it. So you want to make sure that you have a lot of water for those new roots.
You know, Al made this kind of fancy configuration in L shape, but you don't have to get that fancy. You can really just get a simple square, and we have one over here to show you.
The great thing is, Judy, several independent garden centers will carry these garden kits. They're pre-made, they're pre-cut. It is so simple to put together. Like this one from Al's, all you do is just place it together. It's pre-drilled. Take the rebar and then hammer it into the ground. It couldn't be any simpler.
All you have to do is really add the soil and plant, water, and you're ready to go.
It's true. So for more information on building your own raised bed, we invite you to go to gardentime.tv.